Wild grapes are among the oldest fruiting plants still existing in almost the same natural form as thousands of years ago. Unlike commercial table grapes, which are selectively bred for sweetness and uniformity, wild grapes developed organically in nature, adapting to harsh climates, pests, and soil conditions over centuries. They represent not just a fruit, but one of the most important evolutionary bridges between ancient natural food sources and modern agriculture. When humans first began interacting with wild grapes, they did not look like the supermarket grapes we know today. Their diameter was smaller, the skins thicker, and the seeds harder. Yet even in this primitive state, early humans discovered that the juice of wild grapes fermented naturally. This discovery changed human society, transforming wild grapes from a basic forest food into a cultural asset. Wild grapes mainly belong to the broad genus Vitis, but geographically they diverge into unique regional identities. In North America, one of the most recognized species is Vitis labrusca, known as the original source behind Concord grapes we use today in jam, jelly, and sweet wine. Vitis riparia, another North American wild variety, is prized for its cold-resistant genetics, especially useful for colder viticulture climates. Meanwhile, Europe developed its own wild lineage, Vitis vinifera sylvestris. These wild grapes are believed to be the direct ancestors of most European wine grapes. Unlike North American wild grapes, which carry a more musky aroma, European wild grapes have more subtle aromatic undertones. Today, they are found climbing limestone walls, riversides, and forest edges. One of the most dramatic moments in agricultural history concerns the nearly complete collapse of European vineyards in the late 1800s because of the grape-eating insect known as phylloxera. European grapevines were helpless, millions of hectares died. What saved them? The natural resistance genes found in wild American grapes. European vines were grafted onto these wild rootstocks, creating hybrid root systems that resisted phylloxera. Without wild grapes, there would be no Bordeaux, no Italian Chianti, no historic Champagne heritage in its modern form. Modern wine grapes owe their very survival to wild grapes. From a nutritional perspective, wild grapes exhibit greater antioxidant concentration than conventional grapes. The skin contains denser polyphenols and deeper pigmentation, which translates to stronger anti-inflammatory and anti-aging phytochemical content. Resveratrol, the compound often linked to cardiovascular health, is notably present in higher amounts. The taste profile of wild grapes differs significantly. Their sweetness is not as pronounced, instead, tartness dominates. The seeds are larger relative to the fruit size, and biting into the skin delivers tannic bitterness, similar to chewing grape skin tannin found in wine barrels. This intense flavor is what makes wild grapes exceptionally suitable for rustic wine production. Historically, certain ancient tribes and early settlers used wild grapes to produce vinegar, glazes, rudimentary alcoholic beverages, and dried fruit. Wild raisins, produced by simply sun-drying naturally tart grapes, were once a strategic winter food source. The ecological resilience of wild grapes is also remarkable. The vines can survive drought, frost conditions, shade, and poor soils. Their tendril climbing mechanism allows them to ascend trees, fences, and rocks, capturing sunlight better than most wild edibles. Their root systems grow deeply and spread widely, making them nearly impossible to exterminate once established. Today, wild grapes hold deep importance in genetic conservation. Researchers collect seed samples and freeze them in long-term storage facilities. Why? Because wild genes may become the solution for future crop decline as temperatures change, diseases mutate, and soil conditions worsen. The same miracle that saved vineyards once may be needed again. Even now, wild grapes are not simply relics of the past, they are living blueprints for future agriculture, medicine-focused nutrition, and climate-adapted fruit genetics. In other words, wild grapes are not just fruit. They are history, evolution, science, and survival wrapped in a tiny sour berry.